Igbo mụ na-ege ntị, anyị ekene unu ọzọ ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Anyị sị ka nke onye chiri ya zelu dịka o si dị. Ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si na-wetara ya bụ ozi unu je gị ugbu a n'elu akwụkwọ gbasịta maka ya bụ ihe na-ada na-akpọtụ n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya na ndụ nwere onwe a na-azọ n'ala Igbo. Anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa wetara nnukwu update according to the Biafra home-based activist. Ya bụ ife ka anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'elu akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Unu gee ntị n'ihe merenụ after ka Chief Justice Bintanyaku deny Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail and tear the case indefinite. The US is not happy, and indirectly US are not bring to ihe niile ma alụ ma mpụ niile Nigerian government na-eme. So kun na aghọta ife na-eme ịghọtago. So ya bụ ife ka ji maka ya wee bịa gogodi ihe nwanne anyị nwoke were ikwu, one of the activists anyị were na Biafra land. Ihe bụ ife ọlịati to mba ụwa gbasịta maka the Tinubu spokesperson ife okwu the only option for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ladies agụtago. Ya bụ ife ka ji maka ya wee bịa, but chetekwere indirectly US na-akụkpọsị Nigerian government anya nke ikpeazụ a. Alright, over to you.
The spokesperson to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Daniel Wala, has said that the federal government has listed conditions for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to renounce the Biafra agitation. Now, this is coming from the presidential spokesperson that the conditions has been listed, and then which is on the hands of Mazi Kanu to renounce Biafra agitation, so you could be free again.
Thank you very much for having me. I think Dana Buala should have his face in shame, because maybe perhaps the same way he renounced PDP, he renounced Atiku. You think everybody is saying that doesn't have character? We should understand that somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is someone that has character, that has willpower. Of course, you have made it very clear. Was it 2 days ago when he said that he's ready to remain in detention for life until there's an impartial judge to do justice to the case between him and federal government of Nigeria. We are talking of an international diplomat, someone who have gotten the attention of United Nations. Don't forget that the United Nations came out the other time to ask federal government to release him and even sanction those who were involved in the extraordinary rendition of the same man from Kenya to Nigeria. Don't forget that this same man already gotten a judgment from Court of Appeal, where Court of Appeal specifically asked the Nigerian government to release him based on the fact that he was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. Of course, this is a pure illegality. By now, I think the federal government of Nigeria should be apologizing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But talking to Daniel Buala, you know, as Nigerian politicians, they don't have character. They don't have impunity. Yes, they don't have character. The only thing they have is interest. Once their interest is guaranteed, they can do away with anything in life. So for me, maybe he's thinking Nnamdi Kanu is a politician. For his information, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician. We are talking of somebody who is resilient, somebody who knows his onion, somebody who knows what he's fighting for. This is a man, of course, who is fighting for the liberation of his people.
But sir, let me begin this. He also stated that Ojukwu gave up on the Biafra ideology. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is wasting in time. He's wasting his time.
I think that Ebola is living in the past. He's living in the past because the basis for which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands on is self-determination. And self-determination, we're talking about of a UN charter that has been ratified in Nigeria. To that extent, is a legal, is a law in Nigerian legal jurisprudence. Whether Ebola like the face of Nnamdi Kanu or not, what Nnamdi Kanu is doing is backed by law. Of course, Nnamdi Kanu challenged the system the other day, where he said Nigerian system have a poor knowledge of the law. Of course, the other day, don't forget that federal government apply for a self-execution of the judgment that favor him, talking about Court of Appeal asking for his release. And Nnamdi Kanu have even challenged every legal luminary in Nigeria and law students to come forward with any section of the law, whether locally or internationally, that empowers federal government of Nigeria to apply for self-execution of a case in that manner that involves him. Up to today, he has set 1 million naira for anybody that can make available that provision, and nobody has been able to do that. So the likes of Daniel Buala should understand that when you are looking at somebody of character like Nnamdi Kanu, he's not like a Nigerian politician that will always go for money, or rather that will always use his interest to bargain. Because this time around, the man Nnamdi Kanu have made it very clear that he's ready to remain in detention as long as there is no impartial judge that will adjudicate over his case.
But sir, do you think Mazi can hold on to this till the very last enter?
Of course, we have seen it. This man is resilient. We have seen that even he's not broken, they have not been able to break his spirit. For somebody who has been in detention, you can imagine a DSS dungeon. For somebody who has been in captivity of DSS for years, see, come out boldly. Look at the dexterity with which he spoke in court the other day. Come out boldly to say, yes, I'm ready to pay the supreme price. I'm ready to remain in custody as long as the Nigerian system is not ready to provide a judge that is ready to do justice to this cause.
But sir, some of the IPOB leaders has come out to say that Daniel Bola should shut his mouth. That Mazi Kanu is also fighting for his own interests.
That is quite unfortunate. You know, in this part of the world, people at times celebrate those who subjugate them. But when you talk of someone like Daniel Bola, I'm not even supposed to dissipate my energy on him because this is somebody who have even sold out. Don't forget that this is the same person who was spokesperson to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 presidential election that saw Tinubu coming to power. And this same man who have even abandoned an Atiku and has gone back to his vomit. So he doesn't have character. When you are talking about somebody like Mazi Kanu, I don't think somebody like Daniel Bola should have moral standard to even speak in the first place.
So now, Reno Omokutu has said that Mazi Kanu should jump on the offer. He made a tweet yesterday, said Mazi Kanu should jump on the offer to renounce the Biafra struggle, and that the Biafra struggle would never be a reality.
You see, unfortunately, you have just mentioned another character, talking about Reno Mokri. We all know the story of Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri came into relevance when he was given an essay to the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, and we understand why he may not even have the credential to occupy that position, and not even of academic qualification. Perhaps his pedigree, what he have achieved in the past. But because himself and Jonathan are from the same ethnic extraction, that may have influenced his getting that position. And we now understand that immediately after Buhari came into power, Reno Mokri started his serious opposition against him. This he did for 8 years. Don't forget that prior to 2023 presidential election, Reno Mokri was at Chatham House in London, shouting all manner of names, calling Tinubu all manner of unprintable names, calling him drug law. But as soon as Tinubu was declared winner, Reno Mokri knew that if he continued in that trajectory, he will not come to Nigeria for the next 8 years or 4 years, as the case may be, depending on the number of years that Tinubu will be in Asura. The same way he could not come to Nigeria under 8 years of Muhammadu Buhari. That is why he went back to his vomit and started raining praises of Tinubu himself. He may have diplomatically secured an appointment. Don't be surprised that when they will roll out the list of ambassadors designate, don't be surprised that you see the name of Reno Mokri on the list. But and this same character I want me to comment on, having advised and Nnamdi Kanu to throw that advice. So these are people who have no character, who have no pedigree. Have you not seen in the past? All his activities, everything about his life is P2B. If he do not have anything to say about P2B, he cannot treat. It is the only official we now saw when Anarufai fell out with Tinubu or Ribadu. We cannot see now he's shifting his attention to Erufai. So for me, Reno Mokri is not someone I should be wasting my energy discussing about, particularly when he's referring to the man Mazi Kanu.
But yes, sir, the Bola already made a shocking revelation over the weekend, in which he said that Ojukwu that started and initiated the Biafra struggle was being buried by Nigerian flag. Now he said some boys who were not even born during the struggle are just using this for their selfish gain, using it to make money to themselves, and inciting violence in the southern eastern part of the country.
I think he has a poor knowledge of what is happening in the country and poor knowledge of what happens conventionally. In the first place, the Ojukwu is mentioning, Ojukwu fought a cause, and to a logical conclusion, as at the time Ojukwu left the scene, it was imminent that he leave because of the sanctity of life. He left because he could not stand the humiliation of surrendering So that's why he handed over to the second in command and left the country. However, when he died, I think Jonathan was the president then. There's nothing out of place if Nigerian government already reconciled. Don't forget that somebody like Gowon, who led Nigerian troops during the war, was, after the war, said no victor, no vanquish. So I don't see anything wrong in Ojukwu perhaps being buried by Nigerian government. And what we are saying now is the people who are agitating for Biafra, they are not telling you that they are not currently in Nigeria. But what they are saying is we want to exit Nigeria based on the fact that things are not working. We saw Brazil recently. Just the same way the British High Command Commission in Nigeria here advised Sunday Igboho to join her with other Nigerians to move Nigeria forward. When Britain needed to exit the European Union, nobody advised them to stay within the European Union and join her with other member European Union countries to move the European Union forward. So what I'm saying in essence is there's nothing wrong in somebody saying I want my own separate state called Biafra Republic. We have seen the likes of Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate. He has said repeatedly, and he continues saying it for any year that case to hear, that Biafra is an ideology. Okay? That you cannot defeat ideology through the power of God. That you can only defeat it through ideological point of view. So to that extent, I don't see any reason why all these shenanigans will be coming and bringing matters that could not help the situation. So the point is, there is nobody have the justification to ask anybody to stop Biafra agitation. The question you should be asking yourself is, currently, is things working in Nigeria? Are we seeing, because as it stands, according to Obasanjo, these Biafrans were not the first people to ask for separation. We have seen Araba in the past. It's an Hausa language, meaning division. And of course, it was resolved. So if currently people are saying we are not satisfied with the current happening in Nigeria, I think the best thing to do.
Igbo mana ege ntị anyị ekenekwu n'ọzọ dịkono nụnụ ya bụ update aji maka ya wee bịa ife a bụ reaction gbasịta maka ya bụ ihe Tinubu spokesperson kwuo, and one of the activists I win na Biafra land will reply to the thing, and the world is watching. And don't check if Donald Trump name now is as in all the mean now to investigate Ndakafa the new phenomenon over there, and all the fund Obama, Joe Biden, they send through USAID. The latest, the latest talk in town. So, ono kajin wayo na agwara m ndị mmadụ si onye ahụ na nga na oyibo anabe enwetago ka unu ji maazị Nnamdi Kanu Chukwu oke abịa ma ekwuru ya ọnụ ya tọsife ọ na-azọ bụ nwere onwe na mkpagbu a na-eme ụmụnne ya adịrọzi ya mma na alụ tọsi ya bụ alụ maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere. All the people that ask that same thing na ask ọ na-ajọ what I mean Sunday Igboho mieti hala ndị niile ele izirifa because they accept the condition, but Maazị Nnamdi Kanu said no, I will stay in tight on my belief and I'm not going to compromise. My way from Maazị Nnamdi Kanu kene ya na ọka ya ka bụ ofu anya ndị Igbo ji afụ ụzọ ka ọ dị ndị Igbo ka emesịa n'ụmụnne m.